Today's math classrooms have really changed. I think it's changed from students sitting in rows and students working through a textbook. I think that's really changed to hands-on activities that really have some deeper understanding. I think it's changed to the teacher being at the front of the room, to the teacher being right in the middle of the room as part of the action. Kids talking, kids collaborating, using stuff to figure things out. I think it's a lot different than it used to be. Research is saying now that we brains can change and brains can grow and brains can develop. There's no such thing as a math brain. So, there isn't some kind of biological thing where you look inside and someone's got a brain that's good at math. We know now that kids can learn math to high levels. All kids can learn math to high levels. So we use our teaching to be able to get through to all of our students. We know that all of our students have the opportunity to be successful with math.
So when I first started teaching, I think I taught the same way I had learned and I was successful at. So a lot of, here's the steps, do them, get the answer right, keep going. Not every kid learns in the same way. We need to vary our approach because kids need the concrete, they need the visual. They need to understand why they're doing what they're doing, and then they don't have to memorize it because they understand it.
I came from a philosophy of you were either math smart or not math smart. And I was not a math smart person. I was told in school that I wasn't math smart. I was a language arts, music, those were my gifts and talents, and those are the things that I should pursue. Our school worked on looking at Mindset by Carol Dweck, and it was a book that really resonated with me in looking at things about the way that I thought about things and the way that I processed things. And it was this light bulb moment for me that everybody can do math, that math is everywhere. We look at it, the way that we attack it, and the way that we see it isn't something to be feared. I started looking for the patterns in things, and I found myself getting more and more interested and more excited about the potential. It didn't mean that I wasn't still frustrated, but I felt that I had more grit when it came to it, that I was able to persevere and follow through with things in a way that I hadn't before.
So when we developed this rubric, it kind of has 4 components to it. So one is building the mathematical mindset of our students, knowing that all students can do high-level work and all students can be challenged. So that's one component. Another component is doing math talks and really building the speaking part and the discussion and the challenging each other, that piece of math. Joe Bowler says, it's one thing to be able to do it, it's another thing to be able to teach it, it's another thing to be able to defend it to a critic. So we're building in all of those pieces of our math talks. The third component is the piece that really falls into that lesson plan rubric that includes looking at things concretely, pictorially, symbolically, and learning in all the different ways. And that's the part I feel that we've done a really good job of exploring. And now what we need to do is take it to the next level. And so what we've been working on is then say, how do we refine all of that great learning and get it to to a best strategy or a great strategy that is reliable, that is efficient, that the students really truly understand where it came from, and then some time to practice with that.
Sprint is a 5-minute task that we ask the student to start the class with. Every week will be a different sprint. They're always done collaboratively, and we try to include movements as much as possible. We want sprint to be engaging for the student and also to reduce anxiety about the math and just start math in a fun way. So there's 2 learning goals that we really wanted to hit, and one was to change the fixed mindset that the student had about math and how they just come in and they say, I can't do that. And the second goal that we really wanted to do is really increase and encourage numeracy talk. So getting them comfortable with their basic facts and just talking about math and making the connection in real life. So confidence has definitely changed my students. They're not afraid of raising their hands, making a mistake, participating. They're talking with their peers about if they think that they made a mistake or why they're right. And I've definitely seen an increase in confidence when it's their exam. They're very confident with their basic facts.
Actually my worst subject. I hated going to math class. It was pretty defeating having a sister that was 2 years younger that could do my homework faster than I would get a question done when I got home, so I gave up on it pretty quickly. But I went to a school where people really believed in me as a math student and kind of inspired me to keep going with it. So I think after I got out of school and starting at Maddie in elementary and really not putting worksheets in front of kids anymore, it opened up an avenue for me, and I started to want to relearn some math. I was more engaged in what I was teaching, and then it made me want to find new ways to teach kids how to do it.
I try to, very first day, I hand them a sheet that asks them all about their interests, their favorite food, things that not everyone knows about them. I read those right away. I try to get to know their names right away. Building relationships with the kids is probably the biggest thing, and then they come through the door and they're ready to learn because they know you're a friendly face, you're approachable, and they can talk to you.
I think that we live in a society where students really thrive when they're able to work with their peers, and they want to work with their peers, and they're motivated when they're working with their peers. So I try and always create activities where in order to work on a concept, the kids are able to talk it over and dive deeper in, and it works with the growth mindset model as well, where students with their peers are willing to take those chances, make mistakes, and then get the feedback or provide feedback to each other. So to me, what growth mindset means is it's developing those patterns. It's allowing ourselves to realize that we don't just want mastery in recall, but we want mastery in understanding. So we focus on how it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to kind of struggle at times because it keeps our brains growing. I think it also really focuses on developing patterns in math. Math is all about patterning, and what that allows them to do is connect past concepts with current concepts and just deepen that understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. So it's not just repetition, it's understanding.
Numeracy is working in our classrooms. I think just every building I go into, everyone wants to get better. I've heard it over and over, I don't want to stop learning, I want to improve, I want to get better. How do I get better? What do I need to do differently? So again, it comes down to collaboration and support. What's happening in the classroom next to you that you could use, and what are you doing that maybe you could help your colleagues with? We have a team drive now where every level has a team drive where they can share. People are dumping stuff on there that you can pull. If you're struggling with a topic, go on the team drive. There's lots of answers there. There's lots of people you can call. We have me at the district you can call. You have many teachers in your building. What about the building down the street? What happened the year before in their classrooms? And we just need to share and move forward together, because I think everyone's yearning to refresh their math practice. They know what's a goal, everyone wants to improve, and all we need to do is communicate with each other and support each other.
In Red Republic, we want our students to have the best opportunities they can have. We want them to have life opportunities. When they leave our district, we want them to be ready for the world. And so part of that is having good literacy skills, but another balance to that is having great math skills and having numeracy skills. So all of this work is really just to help our students enter the world with the best skills they can have to be ready to take on a job or take on the world.